What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Redriveraviation. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. And today we have the November 2024 Destin for Walton Beach International Airport update for you all. I really hope all of you are excited for today's video, as today we're going to get a really nice comprehensive update of Destin for Walton Beach. We did a bunch of explaining about this new airport in the last update, so feel free to check it out along with the announcement video as well. But nevertheless, let's go ahead and get back into Destin for all that are caught up to speed. This will be a little bit more formal this time, since obviously once again we had so much introduction in the last update. But let's go ahead and talk about it, as we have a bunch to get into. So without any further delay, let's go ahead and get started. We got our first Southwest special here on the 737-800, this New Mexico one, coming in from Nashville. This aircraft's now going to be heading out to Dallas Love Field. So great to see both of these being the consistent foundation here for Southwest. All the other routes are currently not here, so they'll be back later on. So we'll keep our eyes on that. But yeah, it's really cool to see these two being the consistent groove, and it'll be exciting to see what's coming up next here for Southwest. So that's very nice. There'll be one exception to that. There'll be a couple, there's one more Southwest route, so my bad on that. Next up, we have this Delta 737-800 coming in from Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson International. This is a really cool flight to have the 737-800 on, but of course we'll find 737-900s and 717s too, mainly 717s. So yeah, this is a great flight here, offering over 150,000 seats a year and 150,000 passengers occupy those seats. So Delta continuing to do what they do best, maximizing their aircraft's potential, and no doubt here another great example here at the Destin Fort Walton Beach. Those were gates B1 and B2 respectively. Here at B3, we have this Delta Airbus A319. Looks like the Marshal is going to have to work on that cone in the back anyway, though, heading out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. I believe this is about 4 or 5 times a week right now, which is very healthy for this time of year. So glad to see Delta adding this route after Sun Country started it. So great to see the competition continuing the rise and Delta making some really good revenue for anybody looking for an alternative to the beach instead of, you know, your Fort Lauderdales and Tampas and whatnot. So Destin continuing to prove powerful. We'll see more of that over here at the Allegiant gates. But first and foremost, we do have a big change here. This is the American ERJ-175 coming in for Envoy from Dallas. This typically is mainline March through October. Now we're on to our regional jets, which I think it's 3 or 4 times a day. So it's still healthy though. Definitely makes sense, and they have plenty of capacity, especially considering that Pensacola is right down the street. And I think also you have Mobile in the area too, but I think Pensacola is west of Destin. So still very strong though. I think we're pretty close to Panama City too. So all of it considered, it definitely is healthy, and they're doing a good job here with their offerings. So these flights have all been popular. I believe Dallas is the second destination with 100 and maybe 30,000 passengers a year, I think, and I think Charlotte was 110. So very strong regardless though, and still really great to see this route continuing to do what it does best. Here's the mainline for American, their Airbus A319, which you can find American mainline year-round for the most part. So here's the A319 with Shotcut this time, coming in from Charlotte Dulles International Airport. This has been a fun one to continue to observe. So we're getting multiple mainlines a day, which is awesome. So glad to see this one going strong, and it's really fun to watch what's going on here with this service. So great to see it once again, and looking forward to what's coming up in the future on it. So no doubt a very nice happening right there. With this American CRJ-700 PSA heading out to Washington National, this is the other American route that's consistent. So great to see it here, as it's a pivotal connection. We don't have any service to New York. Kind of surprised. Well, I guess we have Allegiant to Newark, don't we? So we do have that, but you know, not as consistent, and you know, as of for the what's the class of service here for the New York's not what it is for Washington. So we'll see if, you know, American or Delta will add that at some point. I think they will, spoiler alert, but we'll keep our eye on it regardless, and definitely look quite nice. So yeah, the B gate's looking strong, 1 through 6 over there, and then we have a 1, 2, and 3. So that's exactly what we have over here. And we got our 2 ULCCs that park over here at the gates. So they look really nice with their ground level offerings. Let's go ahead and take a look. So this Avelo 737-800 is coming in from New Haven today. This will be the last month that we'll have it till May, so definitely want to really highlight this. This was an awesome route for 2024. It started in May, and it looks like it performed very well. So super happy for Avelo, and great to have another new carrier here at the airport. The more the better, and there's no service to New Haven, of course. Obviously surrounding area, Newark there, but a really great market that Avelo identified, and it appears that it's went really well. So I'm super excited for it to come back in May of 2025. And it'll be a really awesome highlight. So very much looking forward to that. Great to have Avelo in one of my model airports now. So a little unfortunate that's going to go on the off season, but it'll be a very exciting summer, as this airport is such a seasonal operation. So looking very strong here for Avelo. This 737-800 once again is doing its magic and doing what it does best. So very cool to see that. Along with that, we have the Sun Country Boeing 737-800. Luckily, this will be hanging around the whole year, so it'll be awesome to highlight that a little bit more in future updates. Anyway, though, it's heading out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. So once again, Delta and Sun Country have stiff competition across the hall. So here at Gate A1, it's looking quite wonderful, and it's a really cool service here at the airport. So very happy for Sun Country. They continue to do what they know best, and this has been an awesome service to have here at the airport. So great option. I think it's twice a week right now, so that's really cool. And we'll see more services to highlight here in the near future. Our next aircraft is going to be the Southwest 737. This is a 700 heading out to Houston Hobby today. Houston's also been pretty consistent year-round, which has been cool. You can find it normally once a day, so very nice to get to highlight it here today, and it's a really great-looking plane. So, yeah, just a delight to have Southwest in here in an airport like this, and they continue to do well. So excited to see what new routes they'll add in the future. I'm sure they will, and next summer will be huge. So looking forward to that tonight for them. So that'll be absolutely awesome. We have two F-22s here rather. They're looking real strong, just doing some typical training flights around the area. Again, excited to get more of these offerings from companies like Jet Set Models and continue to enhance the lineup of aircraft that we offer here at the airport. So very happy with the start to this and excited to see what it's going to look like continuing into the future. So that'll be absolutely wonderful. We also have this beautiful C-130 from Dyess Air Force Base, which is currently just doing a training flight in here. Of course, with the very long runway and the adequate facilities, you'll see quite a bit of this going on. So you'll see various training aircraft and other military personnel coming through here at the airport. So excited to feature more of that, and especially as I start to become more familiar with the aircraft that come in here for these purposes. So that'll be awesome, and very much looking forward to all of what's going to be going on with that. So that'll be awesome. Let me go ahead and scoot over the board here so we can get a better look here at our aircraft on this side of the airport. Starting right here with this Delta 717-200 heading out to Atlanta. Of course, we have the two overnights, so definitely want to highlight this one here. It'll be interesting to see if MSP turns into an overnight at some point in the future, or if it has been. But right now, it's an afternoon flight, which serves well for their purpose right now. So yeah, nice to see it for sure, and definitely a highlight there for Delta Airlines. So very cool to see that one. And then we're over here to Allegiant. As I mentioned in the previous update, they mainly use gates C2 through C4 in the winter months. You will see one used occasionally, and then you'll also see 5 used very here and there, but nevertheless, all of these will be back in the action soon. I'm just trying to provide a fairly realistic and comprehensive view to the airport, since, you know, this obviously isn't a one-off update. We'll be doing updates, so trying to keep it somewhat realistic and not bloated up too much, so keeping it as, you know, reasonable as possible. I mean, I could fill all these up and there's plenty of destinations, but obviously they only operate to all these mainly twice a week, excluding a couple outliers. So yeah, looking strong here though, regardless. So at C4, we have this Allegiant A320 in the old livery. This aircraft's operating our brand new service to Flint, Michigan, which is super awesome. And now it's going to be heading out to Betaville, which is St. Louis. So great to see that new service for Flint. So yeah, really happy to add more cities to the Destin lineup. So this is another really cool one. This started on November 15th. And I think they'll be very successful with it. This is a great option for those folks that, you know, obviously want a little bit of a change of pace from Fort Lauderdale, Tampa, or equivalent. So yeah, again, very excited to add Flint into the lineup, and this one will prove to be a powerful route here for Allegiant. So very happy for them on that, and definitely a huge highlight for today's airport update. Our next aircraft is going to be another Allegiant Air A319. This one is currently making a flight today, coming in from Las Vegas, and now it's going to be heading out to, let's send him over to Northwest Arkansas. It's kind of interesting because, you know, there is variety during November through February, but it's much more limited. And I'm also kind of surprised that they didn't prioritize the November through December travel rather than February through March, because it seems like there's a little bit more demand for the aforementioned period, that former period. However, you know, at the same time though, February is just so slow in general, so that might be a time that Allegiant really prioritizes the Phoenix Mesa, Orlando, Sanford, Fort Lauderdale operations, along with, you know, the maintenance for their aircraft, because it is really important because they don't have near as much time in the summer to catch up. So perhaps they're catching up. I'm not exactly sure, but regardless, it is still fascinating to look at and what they're able to come up with, no matter what the case is. So very cool to see that one going strong. And over here we have another Allegiant Air A319. This one old over here at Gate C2. This one's coming in from Cincinnati, and now it's going to be making a flight today over to Louisville. So great to see those also going strong. And there's a couple others that are also going through this time as well. We'll highlight those in the next update. But yeah, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, 9. I believe we have 10 routes right now, which is pretty good for, you know, this time of year, but crazy to think about that compared to the nearly 30 routes that they have during the summer months, which is just crazy. But obviously all those will be back soon, so we'll definitely highlight those when they are back. So we're looking very forward to that. So I really hope all of you enjoyed this Destin Fort Walton Beach update. Once again, feel free to check out the first update for some more information on the airport, and also the announcement video for a really good rundown on the historical view and all of what's happened here over time. It is a very cool airport with many components and moving pieces, so I'm super excited to continue to work on that. And also, as I mentioned previously, I'll definitely get the new air stairs that are correct, that go one way and then the other, the zigzag or whatever the proper name for those air stairs is called, to make it more realistic, because that's what they have here. And I do have the cones lined up, so that's fairly close. So I also want to get some actual people and not marshalers there for the boarding as well. So I hope to get the people from Jet Set models very soon, but obviously they have completely changed the game here at our model airports. So feeling fortunate for that, and very excited for what's coming here in the future. And again, it's a great airport, so super excited to have it here and excited for what's to highlight. But main observation here is that obviously a little bit less over there in terms of mainline aircraft, and then Allegiant. We're starting to really slow down here, which is perfectly fine, but obviously still 10 destinations year round is really strong. Also, some of those are almost daily. I believe Cincinnati's one, and then depending on time of year, Betaville, St. Louis is another. So they definitely have healthy operations to some of their biggest operations out of here. So definitely not a shortage, just obviously it's the time of the year it is. So yeah, still really strong though, and excited to continue to observe all the differences and what's coming up for the end of 2024, and that'll take us into 2025. So super excited for what's to come. I'll be sure to throw in any route news or any airport news right here, so we can hope for some good news. Allegiant's schedule should have extended by the time this video is coming out, so hopefully we'll have some insight to what next summer looks like, so hopefully some new routes. But nevertheless, we'll just have to keep our eye on it and see what happens. But I really hope all of you enjoyed this Destin Fort Walton Beach International Airport update. Thank you all so much for watching. I want to thank each and one of you for watching. My name is Redriveraviation. Take it easy, everybody. Stay safe. Trust the process. Do you love and love you do. My name is Redriveraviation. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon as Redriveraviation is signing off.